Hello and welcome to Chapter 199 of DC Alliance Podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
199. Woo! Oh, I'm doing
Woo!
fine. Doing fine. Um, and yeah, people, you guys may look a little confused if you're listening to this
Mm-hmm.
or if you're watching this right now. Um, yeah, we love going Thursday so much that we're like, screw Fridays. We're
Yeah.
gonna go Thursday right now. We're gonna go Thursday next week. We're gonna go every day. We're taking over the network. It's gonna be DC Alliance every single day of the
Daily.
week.
Daily.
Because we'll find stuff to cover. Hi Lexi, how you doing? Yeah, no, I'm doing fine. Tired. Work is just work. We have finally got a contract over at
Woo!
GM. Not so much.
Oh,
It's a really shitty contract, but
boo.
hey, it got voted in, so what can you do?
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but how you doing?
I've been better, Joe. Walking the dog this morning, I was looking at a funny TikTok, and he is about 90 pounds, and let's suffice to say he lunged at something. And yeah, my neck is a little messed up here, so I'm a little bit like Michael Keaton's Batman. Like I kind of got to turn my whole body to turn at the moment. So hopefully, the next day or two, it'll feel good. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it to work tomorrow. We shall see about that. But I'll take that tomorrow. I'm going to get a bit of rest after we're done. I'm excited to talk about the DC news. Lexi, we're doing good. Well, as good as can
We just
be.
said, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we are gentlemen in our late 30s, early 40s. We are doing what we
I'm
can.
still mid 30s until for
Oh, you're
another
mid. I
10,
thought you. I
10
thought you were
days.
late. Sorry.
10 days, and I crashed that threshold.
Okay.
So, yeah, but we got some DC news to talk about, Joe. Since
We do have a little.
the actor strike has ended. There's been some news. We got a couple trailers to talk about as well. I'm excited to talk about them. Before we do all that, let me get the network plugs out of the way. So we are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 7 shows in total. On Mondays, bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays, weekly for the duration of Invincible is a walk through the multiverse with Joe. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance, returning to their original time. And Saturdays is DC Alliance, returning to our new time. And Sundays monthly is World's Finest True Believers. Uh, Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Normally, DC Alliance goes live now Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but we had issues this Friday, so instead of not having a show, we figured we'd do it one day early.
Yeah,
And
I'm jumping in through the multiverse for the weekend, and so we didn't want to do anything tomorrow night. We couldn't do anything tomorrow night, I should say.
yeah, so we checked in with Marvel. We told them this wasn't going to be a long episode, and we're just going to do it now. Which again, yeah, fun. And Star Wars Alliance goes live Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All 3 of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance if you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only. But if you want all 7 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to the GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar. You like what we're doing, you want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the year, from Batman 66 all the way up to the most recent entry, which is going to be this month, as Catwoman. Yes, I've already watched it. I'm ready to talk about it with Joe. We're going to get that recording in and dropped soon. We also have the Marvel Alliance guys doing their Infinity Saga rewatch, so stick with them. They're covering the entirety of the Infinity Saga.
Yeah,
We
they're just
also,
about done.
yeah, Endgame has dropped this month, I think,
It's
and
dropping at the end of the month, and then
yeah, and then we
I
have just
believe
2 films after that, I think, to wrap it
no,
up.
it's Spider-Man: Far From Home is the
Okay, that's the
last
clincher.
one.
Yeah,
That's the epilogue
yeah.
to Endgame.
We also have Katie going through canon Star Wars comics, Clay reviewing Marvel Snap, and we have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, which is on a bit of a hiatus right now because of the October madness that he unleashed on the patrons with 38 pieces of content.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying to think of a good one to do next. I'll figure something out.
we'll get back there.
Yeah.
We thank everyone that's a patron, but if you're not a patron, if you can take a quick 30 to 60 seconds to rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice, is always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the show, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe, we have some news. Finally, the dam has been sealed for a while. I think that there's still a lot left to come, but we've got quite a few things to talk about. The first being a trailer for something I did not know was in the same universe as the Sandman Netflix show. So I'm excited to talk with you a little bit about the Dead Boy
So
Detectives,
yeah,
which
I'm pretty sure it originally. I don't think it was going to be because it
no, it
was
was not. No, it
there
was
was a
not.
backdoor pilot in
Doom
uh,
Patrol.
Doom Patrol,
Yeah, they
and
helped Dorothy for an episode, if I'm not mistaken.
yep,
Yep.
well, and the crew because they were all dead and ghosts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it's not good. It's not the same actors. It's not the same people behind the scenes. It's a whole new production.
Yeah.
It's going to Netflix. I assume we're gonna be watching the trailer here in just a
Yep.
second. It looks fun. So,
Yes, I gotta say, I kind of
bye,
dug what I
Lexi.
watched. See you when you get back, Lexi.
We'll be here.
Yeah. So I will share my screen and we will talk about this trailer as we watch through. Is it on there, Joe?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I just realized I'm not using the right mic. Give me a second while I fix that.
Okay, I got it set up here. We have an article as well afterwards to talk about.
I did that.
Okay. Those. Oh, okay. You ready, Joe? You're mute.
I'm fine. Just go ahead.
Okay. And like I said, we open with the Dead Boy Detectives chasing down somebody, and it kind of looked a little bit like the Sandman mask.
I mean, that's just.
I know it's just a gas mask, but
yeah.
Again, I just thought it was funny right away. And again, this is a Netflix series, so I know that we're going to get the entire thing to drop at once. New, like Joe said, new people cast. I'm excited to see this, Joe. This kind of looks like there's a lot of action here.
So I've never read the comics or the characters in the comics, but this looks fun. Like this would get me to go back and read the comics.
Yes, and again, I enjoyed their brief episode with Doom Patrol as well. So seeing them here like this, I can get behind this. The same thing with Sandman. I didn't think I was going to like Sandman going into it, and lo and behold, it was fantastic, and I cannot wait for the next season. I wonder if the Crow we get here, because I think there will be connections to the Sandman. I'm just wondering. That's all.
Well, and they talk about death here, I think, coming up, and the death that they show here is not the same death from Sandman. Not to say that Death can't change her appearance, just saying that the rumor is this is going to be, it's in the same Sandman universe. Could they cross over? Maybe.
This could be just somebody that works for Death as well.
Possible too. Although I don't know if she really needs everyone.
Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows? Well, like you said, she could change her form as well. And again, this Producers of You, which is another hit show as well, with obviously the writer who created this was Neil Gaiman. So looks like supernatural shit, Joe, and I'm here for it. I don't know how many seasons of this we'll get.
I mean,
because Netflix is very fickle to see what Netflix is going to renew. That like Sandman basically had to have a gigantic push to.
Well, normally they wait a month before they actually renew something. Sandman, I think, was about the month. Obviously, what was it? The Stranger Things, that was their moneymaker, so that wasn't going to be, that wasn't going to wait. But like One Piece got renewed for season 2 about 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks in. So it just it does depend on the viewership. It depends on how popular it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Again, if Sandman was great, so if you're telling me you got the same kind of people behind this and you're going to keep this in this universe, I'm all for it. And I don't think they're going to oversaturate the appearances between them. And Hunter Iggy asks us, do you think Brainiac will use the authority in Superman Legacy?
Technically, yes, Geekverse. We're not Geekverse.
Whoops.
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably. I
It's
could see
the
that if he's in
chances
it.
are good, only because Brainiac is very manipulative.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You might not even know that Brainiac has been controlling them for a little while down the line. He may not be the villain of uh, Legacy. I don't think he's going to be the main villain. Uh, so we got a trailer, one more trailer to talk about, Joe, which is probably the most fun trailer of the two, in my opinion.
Real quick,
Um,
how am I sounding? Am I sounding better?
yeah, you're sounding good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I realized I'm not on the right mic. And hello, hello.
yeah, you sound good now. You sound a
Okay, cool.
little, yeah.
Was I echoey and distant?
Uh, Not really. I don't think that
All right,
sounded good to
whatever.
me, but
We're good
let,
with it. Let's go. Let's continue.
okay, so I'll share the screen for the next trailer for Merry Little Batman. That's going to be streaming on Amazon December 8th, I think, is the date for that.
Yes.
Okay. Whoops. My bad on that. Okay. So,
Hold on. It's
again,
not. There we go.
it's not?
There we go. Now it is.
Okay. So we got Batman essentially making Gotham crime free. Uh, Catching it shows him capturing Riddler, which again I can get by this. We see Damian here wanting to uh, go out with Batman, and not a chance. He gives him his own utility belt in Christmas. I love these kind of scenes, Joe.
As a
Uh,
bat emergency.
and I love how it goes off and says, "My little baby is in trouble. I need you."
Yeah.
Exactly after he presses the button. It's again. I'm here for this humor, and if this can bring new fans in for DC, all the better. Uh, it looks like Batman's going to be incapacitated or not able to save Gotham, and it's going to be up to Damian.
Yeah.
What do you think about that premise? As we see Batman getting ready to go off into his spaceship to see the Justice
I
League.
mean, look, it's one of those where this is definitely not aimed for me. It would be
No,
aimed for somebody like Oliver.
yeah,
It'd be aimed for somebody like Amber Lynn over Clay's daughter. Like it's not
yes,
aimed at us.
no,
Will
but
it?
I am
Will it?
excited to watch
Will
it with
it?
my kid.
Will it be fun? It's probably gonna be a ton of fun. The animation style is that of a lot of the Cartoon Network shows that have been coming
Yep,
out, and those
yep.
have been somewhat campy and fun and good. So I like this thing's. I was watching it and I had a smile on my face the entire
Same,
time.
same. I
It's
like to think Joe's. I can't wait to show this to Oliver. Like watch this with him. Sit him. I don't know how long he'll sit and be still, but maybe the colors and animation might grab him.
possibly,
Joker's essentially channeling his inner Grinch here to
yeah,
take down Gotham, and Damian needs to suit up while Batman is unavailable. Well, for a while anyway, because we get a cool little shot at the end where we get Batman and Damian teaming up, and that made me smile as well. I must say, like you said, I had a smile on this entire trailer, which I like Joe said, it's not geared towards he or I, but if it can bring in new DC fans, we're both all the
like
more
and
for it.
and I got chuckles like right here where he
Yeah.
throws his utility belt in there, and Joker's like, "Who gave the kid an explosive?" And all three, Penguin, Bane, and Poison Ivy, raise their hand. Like, okay, that's a good joke. That one got me.
Yeah. And we get actually Damien facing off against some of these villains is very funny, and calling his dad a sidekick. So, uh, again, excited to see this, Joe. I think it's going to be fun to watch this with my kid.
Yeah,
Uh, just nice. We get a question from Andrew as well here. Thoughts on James Gunn hiring a writer for Superman and Lois with no feature film or
Superman
TV
Legacy.
series? Sorry, Superman Legacy. Yeah, with no TV uh, or film experience at all. I think James Gunn is a good judge of a good script and a good writer. So I think some people got to get their start anywhere. And
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and
mhm,
what better? I mean, that is while that is very, it can be scary.
mhm,
Like this is rather. I mean, Gunn has already put a script in. This is rather number two or three. Like he's going to make it good because he's directing it too. So it's not like he won't have a say in how it's going to be written. You know?
Yeah, I do agree with you there. I like I said, I think for James Gunn's getting a bit of a doubt for me until he throws me a few misses before I start questioning him because I've enjoyed all his comic
Yeah,
book
but
content.
sure. But the problem is the first one is a big one, and if that
Yeah,
one flops, the rest are going to be questionable.
which I think Joe, you're pretty good at a segue before we get into the James Gunn Superman Legacy stuff. Let's take our first ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad supported network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe, let's get into the news here. We have some news on Superman Legacy, which essentially James Gunn says, thanks to the efforts of our talented crew who never lost faith during the longest strikes in Hollywood history and who never let their foot off the pedal, continuing to barrel forward, creating the most amazing character and set designs I've ever seen in my entire life. Superman Legacy will be making the originally planned release date of July 11th, 2025. What do you think about this news?
I mean, that really wasn't the original planned release date, was it? I thought it was like March, but whatever.
Uh,
No, it's fine. Like I'm happy with it. Um, yeah, I just want to see the movie. So
Same. I can't wait to finally get it, and we're getting some uh, news from that. We have. I'll jump down a little bit just to continue with Superman Legacy stuff. Superman Legacy sets Maria Gabriela de Freira to play the villain, the Engineer from for Superman Legacy. Now, James Gunn didn't like the name, the villain term. He says villain is such a disparaging term. Welcome to the DCU, and he tagged her, who is not only a wonderful actor, but she laughs in person even more than she does in her IG feed. The Engineer, Superman Legacy's DC Studios, and of course, Joe, the Engineer is not just for Superman Legacy. We have an Authority film as well, which this character is going to be featured in. So we're getting 2 appearances from her pretty quickly in this DCU. I don't know much about the character of the Engineer.
yeah, just looking up her bio a little bit on DC database, she is she's not technically a villain, so I'll agree with um I'll agree with Gunn on this one, but she is part of a team that tends to be skirting the rules because she was part of the Wildstorm for the
I
longest
got
time,
her.
and
I
a
got her
part of Authority.
lowdown right here. The Engineer was first introduced in DC Comics decades later than some of the franchise's most familiar heroes, making her debut in 1999's The Authority #1, created by writer Warren Ellis and artist and writer Brian Hitch. The character was born Dr. Angela Spicer, the Queen's born hero, came from a working class family, but as an adult, she ended up working on advanced research related to fusing together humans and machines. Spicia is actually the second Engineer. The first was a man who appeared in an earlier comics run called the Wildstorm Universe as part of the crew called the Changers.
Yes,
So this is
but the one that they showed was the second iteration of
yes.
the change, not Spica or Spica. It was this. I've like what was here possible future. I don't know. This thing's being kind of crazy on clicking here. So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm excited, Joe. I love that we're getting casting for this, and like she's going to be in multiple movies. We know that right away. So
Yeah, because Gunn has said that it's going to be, you know, whatever actor is playing their role here, they're playing it through the entire universe. So, yeah,
yeah, woo, excited. Uh, I guess Hunter
yeah, we got a couple messages over here.
Iggy, we're yeah. What are your thoughts on Zack Snyder fans are going to be mad at him for taking all the actors from James Gunn to DCU?
I'm a little confused by the question.
I don't think I'm pretty sure Gunn's only taking a select few characters to the DCU, and I don't think any of them are going to be Snyder fans. And hopefully, those Snyder fans would be happy with his content that he's making on Netflix. and
Yeah, because
consume that and not get mad about DCU selections by James Gunn.
well, and the only reason I'm confused is because Snyder and Gunn are friends. Like
Yeah, so I don't.
it's not the fans are gonna be fans. Like, will they be angry? They've been angry since Zack Snyder got booted
Can't.
off of
Yeah,
Justice League.
like
So like, and I'm a Zack Snyder fan. Yeah, I we both are. Like
they're
it, but we're also reasonable to the point of the man. The man is running a business with the property he has. He's on. He's being loaned that property. He made what he could make, and now that property got taken back and given to somebody else. It's not.
yeah. It's like we said, but the comic run. One person puts it, I guess, is another person takes it. You just,
Yes.
if you're a fan of the property, you're going to continue to consume it. People are going to be mad. They're always mad at things.
But yeah, regardless, like I said earlier, though, the first movie has to do good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't matter
No.
if these if like Jason Momoa comes over and is Lobo.
Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere because Superman Legacy failed.
You need hits anyway because of all the misses you've been getting so far. Even to start a universe, you need a big hit with Superman Legacy. We both are in agreement on that. It has to not only be critically a hit, but a box office darling as well. So,
Yep.
and Andrew's cleaning up some of our bottom part of our news. Blue Beetle does hit Max Andrew tomorrow. So if you haven't
17th.
checked out Blue Beetle, check it out on Max as it drops tomorrow. Joe, we still have some other DC Universe news.
Yeah.
Like the question we were asked, Anna Noguera is going to be the writer for Superman. Well, she has already finished a script for Superman Woman of Tomorrow. James Gunn says that it is fantastic, greater than he could have ever expected, and they're going to start searching for directors now. So this comic flew off the shelf once James Gunn talked about this is going to be based on. And again, like myself and Joe said, she's getting her start here now. She was supposed to write the Sasuke Supergirl spinoff as well. So we also got a question here. How much do you think, say, James Gunn Superman Legacy is making? That's a tough bit in this.
Right. Ask us again in a year. Because
yes.
right now, it's going to make 150 million. Like, no,
yeah.
We have no idea.
Like
once we start seeing like trailers, we start getting more information about the movie, we'll have better understanding of what it possibly can make.
Also, superhero landscape for at the box office then, because right now it's not great for Marvel or DC because Marvel's isn't doing so well either. So Iggy, maybe in a year it'll be a bit. In a couple of years, like I don't think there's much in 2024 in terms of comic movies. So maybe
we've got Joker, we've got Deadpool, which is gonna do that's gangbusters. If I'm being completely honest, Joker 2 is actually probably gonna be great as well because it's a separate thing.
Well, you got the Harley element here with the actress they brought in for that. So I think that's
Lady Gaga. But like that's the only two I can think of. Well, I'm sorry. Marvel Light's gonna kill me for this one. We got Madam Web.
Yes, I didn't know when that was coming out.
I didn't know either.
Yeah,
but hey, they got a trailer, and actually, if you guys stick on to the YouTube here in about 2 hours, they're gonna be talking about that. So
stick with Marvel Alliance. They're gonna come on in their normal time after us. So watch them break down the Madam Web trailer. And Iggy, I said,
but we're only gonna have a handful of superhero comic book movies next year, which honestly needs to happen. There's just been way too much in the last 3 years that it's oversaturated.
If it was finished and ready to come out now, I still don't think it would make what the potential it has to make. Like I think having it wait until 2025 is the best thing because of all the misses DC's had. Even though this is the new universe, you still have the DC brand. So I think Joker, like Joe said, Joker can get a little bit of an infusion here. Here's a win for us going into the new DC universe. I don't know what Aquaman is going to do in a few weeks. I'm not optimistic at all for that. So, like myself and Joe said, a little break here now is going to be good. And when the DC universe starts, it needs to make at least 700 million, in my opinion.
Overall,
Iggy, yes.
Okay.
like
I was like, I
worldwide,
mean, it's
not
not getting that
domestic.
opening
Good
weekend. Jesus
lord,
Christ.
good lord. No, overall, like it just needs to hit 700
Okay.
million for me to consider. Just like the Batman, I consider that a success. It hit 700 million. These two pillar characters, and you're starting over universe, so there's a little bit of added oomph to it.
Yeah.
Man of Steel made 660, I think, or six something like that. So I'd like to see it make 700. Iggy. So Joe, like I said, that she was the writer for spinoff, so it's nice.
Yeah, I'm really sad that Sasha Kaya didn't get she couldn't continue on the role. She was one of the better. She was one of the better parts of the Flash movie, but her role was very tiny and very minimal
Yes,
in
it
that
wasn't
movie.
as much as what we were made to believe from
Correct.
the
I
build
really would
up,
have loved
which
to have seen more of her.
now it's a little bit understandable because with all the Ezra Miller stuff, it was hard to have him promote, so you needed to do other things to promote that film. It was an awkward situation, but like Joe said, I did enjoy some like her performance. Her getting killed multiple times at the end that kind of got a little old for me after a while. I kept rooting for her to somehow figure out a way not to get killed, and it got a little annoying because
I mean,
I'm like, come
yeah.
on. But again, I do think I agree with you, Joe. I do think they're going to go with a whole new Supergirl in this situation here. I just wonder again, that's going to be news for us to get see his cast.
Yes.
So we have our first look at the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths cover for the first part one of the animated film, which
Yeah.
shows several heroes here on the universe, some from the Tomorrowverse and some that I've never seen before. Well, yes, I've seen him, but not in the Tomorrowverse. So I will be interested to see how this goes. We get Flash here, Wonder Woman, Vixen we haven't seen yet, Green Arrow we've seen before, and
Have we not?
Batman.
Was Vixen not in the Green Lantern one, like on station?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Maybe she was, and I'm just misremembering that. I think you could be right, Joe.
Okay.
Uh, Again, I'm not sure because we only saw Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman be transported. So I'm not sure if these heroes are even from.
I should probably watch the the last one.
The World War. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
watch
I
that. I
should
just
probably
watch the end credit scene for
no,
that and
no,
just
no.
be like,
I will, because I still have to actually technically watch the Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes.
oh god,
I'm
so
behind
many
on.
bad films, so
I'm
many
behind
misses.
on them. I know. It's not. I missed the New 52 universe.
Same, Joe. Like there was some misses there, but there was mostly hits for that. Like
Yeah,
compared
there
to
was
this,
more hits than misses, and
yes,
there's only been. I was going to look at my shelf, but my shelf is over there now. There's only been like what 8 movies, and 6 of them have been misses.
yes,
And
and
the only good one was a 2-parter.
you're not wrong there. And I
No,
do
I'm not
think
right either because I did like the Man of Tomorrow, but anyway,
JSA World War Two. Yeah, that was a great one as
yeah.
well. I enjoyed that. Was probably my most favorite one from this universe. Uh, I'm not sure. Like I speculated before, I do think this might be the end of this Tomorrowverse with this 3-part uh, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I do
Which
think we're going to set
sucks.
up them for the DC universe to take over the animation style, which I'm with the animation side of things, which I'm not happy about because I want it still to get the one-offs. But again, I still think DC is so lacking and falling behind in the animation. Like, how have you not had a feature animated film yet? Like when
Well,
you
they
saw
had.
the success of Spider Verse, how have you not thought and tried to create something
I
that
mean,
you can?
they had a decade of just like not the greatest like anime movies, but like animated direct DVD movie hit after hit after hit, and it's just like they sat on their laurels. They were just doing fine. Although I
It
will
probably
admit,
wasn't a big profit space
no,
for
it's
them either.
not as
So
much. But when Marvel has nothing, I
yeah,
just I just watched the Invincible Iron Man for
yep,
for my comic book rundown reviews, my other podcast. That'll be coming
hmm
out here the end of December. But like I just watched the Invincible Iron Man, which was like the 3rd movie in Marvel's animation direct DVD thing back in 2007. I remember that movie being good back then, and I watch it now, and I'm like, oh my, what? This is
we didn't have much in
bad.
terms of animation animated back
Sure,
then.
but
Yeah,
what I'm getting at is DC. While DC at the same time wasn't as good because in 2007, Superman Doomsday was coming out. I think
would the first flight come out then? Because that was great. Or
First
maybe that
Flight
was
was like
2009, 2009.
that was a couple years later, But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like they had a few movies to build up to that. They learned, whereas Marvel did not. And then DC just took off on the animation, and Marvel just kind of fizzled
2009.
out
2009.
until the what we're getting now. And like they stepped back, they saw what was not working, and they made it work. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, obviously the Spider-Verse movies are Sony, but they're still attached to Marvel,
Marvel. They're
especially after
still Marvel
Across the
characters.
Spider-Verse.
So again, that's why even the Batman Ninja Turtle movie, I think that was potential to do that in a feature film type thing, and you just throw that out, and then you never pay off that animated film like to a sequel. I don't
I
understand what
also
DC's doing in the animated side of things.
I remember they also threw the Death and Return of Superman, the two-parter, in theaters. I went to theaters to watch that because that's when like it was
Yeah, you're right about that.
the death came out first, and the Return of Superman came out like 6 months later, and I got to watch that in theaters first before I got it on DVD. Like that
Yeah.
was cool. That was an event. I like that. They need to do more things like that.
Yes, even if you can't get like a full blown feature release, do some cool events like that. Put
That the
more of them in.
Fathom events things have been popping off lately, especially, and they're going to be popping off a lot next year because there's not a lot coming out.
Yeah.
They need to put some of this stuff in theaters. It should be
Hmm.
amazing in theaters. I'd be there every single weekend if they did that.
Gun, you know who to call here for. We'll do it
I'll
for.
I'll
We'll do
I'll
it for
take
a
my
fraction of cost. Fraction of cost. We'll split. We'll split. We'll split whatever the normal salary is for the head
you
of the
can
animated
my
studio.
check should be in the mail.
Myself and Joe will split it and right down the middle, and we'll do the job for you. Because again, Joe, that's a great idea. That would be something that they should have done. That builds fandom for this stuff. Again,
Yeah,
might not be like sold out for the first few, but you do build with the fandom, and depending on where it is, it could be a sold out theater or two for that. Some showings.
possibly.
Yeah. So again,
I mean,
I'm excited.
I
I'm
went
excited to see
to
this.
I'll say I went to a Digimon showing a
Hmm.
few weeks back, and I didn't think the show like it was a smaller theater than the one I went to. Didn't think it was gonna have a lot of people. The movie was a theater of size was like 50, can hold 50 people. I think it was almost sold out. Like I
Yeah.
didn't think that was gonna happen. Like the
Hmm.
Fathom events are gonna be the way to go for right now, and they should just they should steer into that. Is what they should do.
And again, that film will be coming out on January 24th of next year. So be on the lookout for that to be reviewed from the Animation Nation. When it drops, I'm excited to get all over that film and see if they how bad they dropped the ball. Uh, sorry, I just couldn't help myself there. So, Joe, let's take another ad break. Listeners, we're an ad supported network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe, let's finish off the news here now and do our final Smallville retro recap. Well, not our final, but our to end off the episode.
Yeah.
We have a couple posters for Aquaman. Nothing too crazy. I did like how the first one there featured Orm and Aquaman standing there. But I think the Japanese poster looks
It's
so much
better.
better. Oh
It's
my god!
fun. It's
It's
him on a seahorse having fun.
and we'll look at the badass sharks and prehistoric sharks in the background. Like, oh my god! Like, oh, they do posters so much better there. I just wanted to point that out eventually. Oh
Yeah,
man,
like the first one with him and Orm. Honestly, kind of looks like, and I know it's not, but it kind of looks like the one with him and Mira, and they just took out Mira and put him in there.
honestly, I think I agree with you. That's why I noticed it.
I just,
Oh,
I don't,
oh,
I don't know.
oh. Yeah,
It is
I
what
agree.
it is.
Again, this comes out December 22nd. We are excited to see this. I'm excited to see
Yeah,
Black Panther's reign, and I hope that it's successful. Don't think it will be, but I hope. There is a hope. You can always hope.
it'll be something.
You're not right there, Joe. Uh, so uh, there's some uh-oh, in my opinion, for WBD. A congressman, Joaquin Castro, is calling for federal investigation into WBD for its handling of Coyote versus Acme. The tactic of scrapping films for tax break is predatory and anti-competitive. It's like burning down a building for the insurance money. Uh, not
Like
great,
that's
Joe. Great.
no. Well, especially since like I forgot this movie was coming out until the news came out that WB scrapped it.
Yeah.
The worst thing is that it was completely done. Like this, it
Mhm.
was ready to get released, and WB's just like, no, we're good. We don't need to put this out. Versus Batgirl, which wasn't done. They still needed to do post production, all that stuff. But they had that one. They had Scooby Doo, and then they had, or was this the third one?
No,
I
I
think
think
this
you're
was
right. There was a couple when Batgirl got the axe. I do want to make note too that you want to guess who was behind Cody versus Acme,
who
like the writer, producer,
who.
and voice actors. John
Well, I
Cena,
know Cena was behind.
yeah,
He was on it.
and Gunn.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, that's not a great look when your guy who's the head of the DC the DC studios there, and you're axing his properties for tax write-offs, and you have a gigantic amount of people running the gun, messaging him and asking him, is the DCU safe from films being axed?
Yeah,
And
that one
Gunn
was
has to answer those questions. Again, I just don't understand for
that's
that
bad.
small animated film. Joe, they just continue to make terrible PR decisions, and
Well,
the
and then
money, the little bit of money you save, that's not enough for the long term pain
but
here.
but see, here's the other thing is they immediately they said they're gonna write it off as a tax write off because could not release it, and then the backlash came immediately, and they're like, oh well, we'll let the director shop around to other networks,
And
other streaming
Amazon's
services.
like, we sniffed
Yeah,
at that,
Amazon will definitely take that.
and
I
they didn't.
100%. Like that's that's easy. If you're not going to put it out, shop it to other places. Like you're already
Yeah,
losing money, and obviously you don't know what the hell you're doing. So I don't. It just
very
irritates
frustrating.
me.
Yeah.
It irritates me.
Well, the good thing here is, I tell you one thing that stockholders do not like is Congress investigating your company. So Zaslav may eventually have to use that golden parachute of his. I'm sure he has, uh, and get Axe out of this company. The stock is terrible. There's no cash flow. He is. It's not looking good, Joe, for him. And this is
He
just another brick onto the to that's towing
but the
him
problem
down.
but the problem is similar to what we had last time with the other regime. They can leave, but their stuff is still in place, and
Yes.
it's like a good year. Well, actually, now it's just gonna be a year because of the strikes and nothing coming out. But like normally, it's like a 2 to 3 year stopgap before we get all of the stuff they had a hand in gone.
Yeah. We're
With
seeing that right
Zazoff
now.
right now,
Seeing that
yeah,
right now.
yeah. So like he needs to be out now so that by the time 2025 comes around,
Mhm.
everything is just all right. We're starting fresh. We're starting new. Go.
I thought he'd last a while. I thought he'd last until the sale of the company. I assumed the company would be sold in like 26. I know
I
I
don't
used to
know
speak to
if it'll.
Clay about this, and he thought it would be a little bit earlier, but he did think it would be sold. I was
I mean,
not
it's
thinking that
starting to act
initially,
like it
but
might be earlier.
oh well, I don't know if he's going to make it to the sale. I don't know if he's going to make it to that point. I know
I
that's
think
kind of what
I don't
his
know. He
goal
keeps
is, but
making these plans of acting projects when they're done. Like
how are you able to sell my little Batman to Amazon but not Coyote versus Acme? I don't
everybody
understand
loves
that.
Wile E. Coyote. Like
I don't
that
understand
was
that.
a stupid with John Cena and James Gunn behind it. What are you doing?
It makes no sense. Again, like I said, short-term savings. But again, that you just
It's
eliminate any
barely a
potential.
savings.
Well, you eliminate any potential for growth. Like if that's a hit, you'll get they'll come at you do another one. And again, it
Yeah,
just doesn't make
I
any
just
sense, Joe. Which DC
but
universe, DC
Zazoff was
animated.
more of the reality show guy though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's all about reality TV. That's what he was Discovery Plus first, but then when they got
When they
WB,
merged.
yeah,
Like that was I'm sorry, reality TV. I don't want to say it's crap because I know
it
a
is,
lot of
Joe.
people
It
watch it.
is.
No, hold on. Some of the you can have a lot of very emotional breakthroughs with reality TV. The reality TV I watch are ghost hunter shows. So I'm not really sure there's gonna be a lot of breakthroughs there outside of some cup flying at your head. But
Yeah.
it's I don't know.
It's just again, that's cheap TV. That's why he doesn't look at it like the fans of reality TV look at it. He looks at it all about money, and he thinks
It's
that's a
all about the
cheap
money.
way
Yeah.
to produce it. You have any actors, any stars. you can just go through like this and make people
Yeah,
believe
but
that it's
most of the reality
reality.
TV shows get stars. Like
Yeah, that's true too, Joe. Like the Pawn Star
Pawn
people,
Stars, like they became big because of Pawn Stars. The Ghost Hunter crew became big because of like
American Pickers, like
yeah,
there's
like
so many different ones.
you if you have any foot in reality TV, you know these names. You know,
Hmm.
Zach Baggins is a big name. He's got his own museum in Vegas. I went to it.
Oh my god.
It was actually a
Well,
fun ass museum. It's really
but
cool.
you can't use that same touch with actual network television.
No,
And
you can't.
again, he's seen that. One of the final pieces of news here: David Harbour talks about Creature Commandos. He says the scripts are really good. What we recorded is really great. I've seen the art. James is a genius. I think it's going to be really fun and really exciting. It opens up a whole new door to DC universe of these of how these characters will occupy the world. I like the concept of a live action and cartoon back and forth. That makes me think that there could be potential for one of the episodes to be live action. I wouldn't rule that out either, or a
I mean,
part
that'd
of
be kind of
it be
fun.
live action. Like you could,
Was this in the same article where he was questioning about how a suit for him because he's
yeah,
Frankenstein
yeah,
in okay, um, yeah he got questioned about the suit. And he's like, I don't know how they're gonna do it, dude. My dude, you were Hellboy and Red
yeah,
Guardian. Like you know how these spandex suits work. Come on.
yes. He said, "I've worn prosthetics in movies before. I'm definitely down for it. I just love telling great stories that people love. I'm just happy to get back to work." So,
That's
again,
fair.
yes, I'm excited to see this animated series and the kickoff of the DC universe. I know he keeps saying Superman Legacy is, but technically this is the first thing in the DC universe. Uh, Joe, I again can't wait for us to get that. That is going to be in
I'm looking forward to that.
2024.
That's the 2024. I think I want to
Yes,
say third quarter.
maybe I can't. He did. I don't know if he said release date for
I
that, but
I thought it was spring, but I could be wrong.
uh, I don't think there was much delayed. Uh, okay, so we have our final thing, Joe. Our retro recaps for this week. And an episode that I really enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie. Smallville season 3, episode 17, Truth.
There was some things in here that make a big impact on the rest of the season and the rest of the show. Chloe is a bitch. She's a terrible friend. Go ahead.
Andrew asks, this is a random question, but would you ever consider having guests on your show? We have had guests on here before. Most of them have been GUA network people. Uh,
Yeah,
but
that's what the usually for the Patreon crossover thing is.
yeah, that's usually when
Not to
we
say we won't ever have guests.
yeah.
But it's usually that's more
It's
behind the
it,
scenes talk. It's not
it's
really.
harder, Andrew. It's harder for weekly shows that go live to do that if you have a set time. Just it's all scheduling, but yeah,
Yeah.
we're never against anything. Pretty much, we're pretty open minded when it comes to the show. Uh, yeah, Joe, like I said, season 3, episode 17, Truth. Like you said, there's some things here that play going forward in the episode. There's some really great scenes here, and I just love the whole premise of Chloe is the one that got infected or dosed with kryptonite, and she has the ability to make people tell the truth. I just, as a journalist, I loved how she had that.
Sure, but she ran with it, which is understandable. But when she found out that the school's favorite teacher
Ruined
was
her life. Yeah,
really a she helped commit a crime
she was a
decades
radical.
ago.
Two
Um,
months, 20 years ago.
like I'm sorry, you're not gonna put that in your paper and then
No.
act like a god walking through the
Especially
halls
when her
with
son is still a
every
student here.
and that so this is another thing where I'm like the son is all pissed off. He tries to kill Chloe at one point, run her
Mhm.
off a bridge, and he's like, I told you to leave us alone. Like, no, you first off, no, you didn't.
No.
You you were upset after the article got published, and then you started to be like upset at Chloe. Like some of the I'll just say some of the writing in this one not great.
Yeah.
However, there was a lot of fun parts in there.
Oh,
Like
oh, oh.
Chloe using the thing the truth talk on people. Yeah, it can be fun. Her trying to on Clark, and this is why I call her a
I,
terrible friend,
yeah,
is that she's like, I could figure out the secrets of Clark Kent. So what do you say, Clark? What's your secret? And like, you're a terrible friend. Why
yes,
would you ask that?
especially
Why?
you know his power. That's a terrible move, and I love how it doesn't work on Clark. Which I don't understand that where she's supposedly getting dosed with kryptonite. How you wouldn't that be double effective against Clark like everything else we've seen in the
Right?
show?
Yeah.
Whenever
If anything, I would feel like anytime she would ask a question, he would start being like hurt by it. You
yes,
know, like he does
but
with kryptonite.
yeah, like he would like take it. You do have a point here because we do see the spores going into other
Yep.
people. I do like how the Kent's like Matt Kent starts spilling the beans with Jarrell.
And
She's like,
that's okay. And that's another thing. When she starts saying that, and Clark walks in, and he realizes what's going on. Does he go back to Pete and apologize to Pete for basically yelling at him for spilling the beans? No. Next
nope.
time he sees Pete, he's just like, "Oh, just a humdum drum day." Like, look,
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
that's true. Not consistent there, Clark. We don't like that. But again, I really
Yeah,
enjoyed the Lionel and Chloe scenes the most. I
those are
think
good. Those are good.
where he immediately, even though she has his power, he immediately turns it on her after she gets him to confess to killing his parents for the insurance money. Which again, she thinks she's so wise having it recorded. I do like how the guy said on Tactville that now you wouldn't think much of just having a voicemail. Like someone could easily get in and delete that. But back then, it seemed much more impressive that
But
Lana
yeah,
was able to delete the recording.
but this is also from the perspective where we had a couple episodes back where the dude just ransacked your computers. He hacked into your files in your computers. Like, you don't think he could hack into a phone, a voicemail? Come on, you dummy.
Yeah, I back then I don't even think I thought I remember thinking that was rather
Oh,
impressive
sure,
that
back in
Lionel,
2003,
yeah,
yeah, of
I'm
course.
like Lionel was able to get that. How did you do that? So naive Travis, of course, but
And
uh,
yes, Andrew, Travis does listen to it. I did for a while, but I just don't have the time anymore. So
yeah, it's really
I watch the
hard
show.
to because we only got till no before I had almost a full week to watch it before we do
Just
an
about.
episode. So
Yeah,
now
now
I
it's
got 2 days. So sometimes I haven't had a chance to watch it before we talk about it. I did watch it yesterday or
they
this
come out
morning.
Wednesdays. They come
One
out
of the two,
Wednesdays. So
yesterday or this morning, one of the two. But I got a chance to watch it. I really enjoyed this one, and I love this episode, Joe. Again, so great to see Lionel here now. We have the smoking gun; they just have to actually get it.
yep.
And like you said, this is all stuff that builds for the final few episodes, which is something that that we've seen them do. They're doing more now than they did the previous couple seasons.
Yes, like they are we're this episode 17, they are like driving toward that finale, and they
Mhm.
are putting the pieces in place,
We also have the
which is
cave
fun.
stuff, as well, which that has been playing a role for a
Yes,
while now.
because I
Which
thought the caves ended well. I thought they ended at season 2, but I remember the ending here of what happens, the character coming in.
yeah,
So
I can't wait
yeah,
for the fortress, Joe. I can't wait for the fortress.
right. Caves are fine. The cave is like the hatch in Lost. It's
Yeah,
good for a season. You don't need to go back to it ever again.
yeah. It's like again, we're good now. We don't need to go back there. I can't imagine the actors. Like, oh, we got to go back down there again. Come on, guys. Can
Also,
someone just blow this up?
also, I also want to say, like, all of these people know Clark just happens to show up in restricted areas left and right. Goes into the cave, no bother. Goes into Lex's lab in
Yes, in
LexCorp,
this
no
episode.
bother. Like,
But I will say
why?
in
What are
Tocqueville,
you doing?
Rosemount was like, I just wish for one time Lex would be like, what the fuck are you doing, Clark? Like, go back to high school. Like, what are you doing in this restricted
Yeah,
area of this lab? Like why? Well, like, what's up? Why are you doing this? I don't need your help. I'm a grown adult. I have my own security team.
right.
And he's like, then he was like, not that great of a security team if Chloe could break in and get back out, but I have a security
That's
team.
that.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Terrible
but
security team.
you do make the point that they do address there too. Again,
Okay.
still an enjoyable episode. I did like the power and how it all played out here. I'm excited to see how the conclusion. Obviously, I know, but we're getting closer to Erica Durant, so the march for that.
Yay!
I'll let
I'm
you know
on
when
the
she's on the podcast, Joe.
Yes, please. I will watch that episode.
Okay, listeners, that pretty much wraps up our episode for this week. We'll be back next week on our new time,
We'll be
Friday.
back on Friday. Yes.
Yes. So
Well, we should. We'll do some talking out after show. We should be back Friday for episode 200.
yeah.
But that is the Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving here in
Yeah,
America.
so we may have
So
to take
we
a week
will
off and then
we'll
go
do
back.
some
We'll see.
talking. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
As of right now, we'll try to do something big for episode 200. No guarantee. Hopefully, we have something. Maybe we'll do a review. Maybe we'll just do a
Yeah.
random
Maybe
movie
we'll do a
review. Who knows?
random movie review. Who knows? Thank you, Andrew, for saying great. Thank you for everyone in the chat. It's been a fun night. Joe, I will see you later.
Yes, sir.
Later, everyone.